Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Mohammad Harun Rashid, and today's our topic is modes of mechanical ventilator. And the title is a little bit of tricky because there are so many models of mechanical ventilator currently available in the market that there are so many fancy names. And so what I will do, actually, I will at the end of the lecture, I think everybody will be able to look into a mode in a way that will help to understand what is going behind the name of that fancy mode. So let's start. Over the last 3 decades, the number of modes of ventilation is growing very rapidly. If we look into a textbook named Mosby's Respiratory Care Equipment, then we'll find out that there are almost 174 unique names of modes on 34 different ventilators. And so many fancy names that often we will be confused that actually what does that mode do. But in practical purpose, in reality, the number of unique modes is much greater. Whenever we put a patient on a mechanical ventilator and then we activate a mode by selecting some parameters, very often there are other parameters that we often change, and when we change those parameters, actually then mode actually is shifted to another mode without any signifying any naming convention. So actually how we can define a mode of mechanical ventilation? Mode is a predetermined pattern of patient-ventilator interaction. Ventilator is a dumb machine. Most often he cannot do the job on its own. The machine needs to depend on the patient so that the machine can provide what is best for the patient. So we can tell mode is a way of interaction between the patient and the ventilator. So what makes the mode? This slide is actually the most important slide of today's lecture. Whenever we will think about a mode, then we have to think about the building blocks that construct the mode, and this way we can categorize every mode easily, even though the name is very unique or fancy. There are 3 building blocks of a mode. The first one is ventilator breath control variable. That is control variable. Every mode must have a control variable, and most often this is either volume or pressure control. Volume control or pressure control. This is ventilator control variable. And the second thing is, what is the breath sequence? Breath sequence means actually most often whenever we talk about ventilator mode, we actually indicate this breath sequence. That is CMV, IMV, and CSV. CMV stands for continuous mandatory ventilation, IMV stands for intermittent mandatory ventilation, and CSV stands for continuous spontaneous ventilation. And then comes the targeting scheme. At the end of the lecture, each part of this constructing block, I think it will make sense. So, three components of a mode. First one is control variable, then breath sequence, and then targeting scheme. Let's forward. So, to analyze a mode, there are 10 basic maxims, and when we keep in mind these 10 basics, then every mode will be very easy actually. The first one is how we define a breath. In mechanical ventilator, a breath is one cycle of positive flow and negative flow, defined in terms of flow versus time curve. In each ventilator machine, there are three actually graphics. One is flow time, another two is pressure time and volume time. So when you talk about a breath, we mean a positive flow followed by negative flow. Let us go through this graphic that I placed just on the right side of the this slide, and along the x-axis is actually time. Along the x-axis is time, and by convention, positive flow is actually above the line, and the negative flow is below the line. So from zero timeline to forward, if we look into the forward, then when positive flow occurs, then it occurs for a specific time, that is inspiratory flow time. Then the flow stops and it comes down to zero, and then there is inspiratory pause time. It may be there, may not be there, but this is a component of the breath, inspiratory pause time. And then negative flow happens, and negative flow means expiration. And then after the negative flow again returns to the baseline, then there are some expiratory pause time. And these inspiratory flow time and inspiratory pause time make up the expiratory time, and expiratory flow time and expiratory pause time make up the expiratory time. So it's very important to understand whenever we talk about a breath in mechanical ventilator, it just means positive flow followed by negative flow. That is a breath. The first thing is the breath, and the second one is what is assisted breath. Every breath in a mechanical ventilation actually is assisted, but for but technical purpose, it is good to go what is assisted breath and unassisted breath. A breath is assisted if the ventilator provides some or all of the work of breathing. That means assisted breath, in case of assisted breath, the mechanical ventilator does some work of breathing. And what is unassisted breath? In unassisted breath, ventilator simply provides flow at a rate required by the patient's inspiratory effort. Other than flow, the ventilator does not do anything, and that is unassisted breath. So in assisted breath, how we understand the breath is assisted? In that case, we will have to look on the pressure time curve, and in pressure time curve, at first along the x-axis is time, and along the y-axis is actually pressure. Whenever a breath happens, there may be a trigger. There has to be a trigger, which we call the trigger variable. And most often cases, it may be time if the ventilator provides the trigger, or in other cases, if the patient provides the trigger, in that case, flow or pressure will be the trigger. And the variable that causes the trigger we call the trigger variable. And after the trigger, there rise of the pressure in the airway, which is pressurization in the airway. And this pressurization actually is the result of work of breathing by the mechanical ventilator. And the pressurization depends upon the control variable, called maybe pressure control or volume control. And after that, the breath needs to be terminated, and the variable which terminates the breath is called cycling variable. That is termination variable. And after the termination, the exhalation begins. So there is trigger variable, then there is control variable, and then there is cycling variable or termination variable. These three variables plays role in case of mechanical ventilation. So the third basic is, till this point we know what is assisted breath, but how the ventilator assists the breath? Ventilator assists the breath using either pressure control or volume control, and this is based on the equation of the motion. Without further complicating the thing, I just look. We just have to look into the equation. Actually, to deliver a flow, there should be a pressure difference, and this pressure difference is represented by the P here. And this pressure difference depends on the volume and flow, along with some parameters of the respiratory parameter, that is elastance and resistance. To make it simple, pressure is dependent on volume and flow. Pressure is depends on volume and flow, along with elastance and resistance. So if any of the functions, that is, if the pressure is predetermined, then the volume and flow can be derived. Or if the volume is predetermined, then the pressure or flow can be derived. That means among these three components of equation of motion, that is pressure, volume, and flow, if we need to control one variable, we need to predetermine one variable, or we need to set one variable, then other two variables can be derived. And so the variable that we control, that we set, that we predetermine, we call it control variable. And this is the first component of our mode that I have told earlier. So after the control variable, we need to know how the breaths are classified. In mechanical ventilator, breaths are classified according to the criteria that trigger a breath and cycle a breath. Trigger means start and cycle means stop. Inspiration starts when a monitored variable achieves a preset threshold. That means when a trigger variable meets a predetermined value, then inspiration will be started. As for example, if we set the flow trigger variable as a trigger variable, flow trigger, then when flow will meet a specific value, then inspiration will be started. But in case of whether patient does not try to initiate a breath, as for example in heavily sedated patient or patients on back or neuromuscular blockage, then time trigger will role play. And when the inspiration will stop, when again a monitored variable achieves a preset threshold. How can this happen? Suppose in volume control ventilation, when a specific volume will be delivered, then inspiration will be stopped. Or in case of when patient will stop the inspiration, then most common example is flow. Or when a flow declines to a specific peak value, then actual inspiration is stopped. In other cases, time can be also a terminating variable. A predetermined preset time is expired and the machine goes into the expiratory mode. Then the fifth point is whether the trigger and cycle event is either patient initiated or ventilator initiated. Trigger can be patient initiated and also it can be ventilator initiated. And cycling also can be patient initiated or ventilator initiated. Patient triggering means starting of inspiration based on a patient signal. And I have told already, patient signal means whether it may be flow, most common case is flow or pressure trigger. There are some advanced patient trigger like diaphragmatic contractility, but most common is flow trigger or pressure trigger. And what is ventilator triggering? Ventilator triggering means ventilator will start the breath, and most of the cases it is that time. That is, we set a respiratory rate. Suppose we set a respiratory rate of about 15 breaths per minute. Then every 5th second there will be a breath. After triggering, cycling comes. Cycling means patient cycling means inspiration will be terminated by the patient, and most of the cases it is flow cycling. That means the flow declines from the peak respiratory flow, let's say 25% of the peak flow. Then the machine will understand the patient's in the expiratory mode, and the ventilator goes into the expiration mode. And ventilator cycling means the ventilator will terminate the inspiration and go into the expiration mode. So, in 6 number basics is breaths are again classified as spontaneous and or mandatory breath. Spontaneous breath and mandatory breath. In previous slides, we have seen that breath may be defined as assisted or unassisted. Then we talked about the control variable, and after control variable, we have seen that it can be triggered and cycling. That means which the patient or ventilator is triggering or the cycling the breath. And now we are telling that a breath can be spontaneous and mandatory. Spontaneous or mandatory. So what is spontaneous breath in case of mechanical ventilation? Spontaneous breath means breath will be initiated and terminated. Both will happen by the patient. That means patient will control the initiation as well as termination. If patient initiated breath and terminated breath, then it is spontaneous breath. But what is mandatory breath? Mandatory breath means patient has lost control over timing. That means if patient initiated breath but the ventilator terminated breath, then it is called as a mandatory breath. Or if ventilator initiated breath and then ventilator terminated breath, this is also called mandatory breath. Again, if a ventilator initiated breath but the patient terminated breath, it is also called mandatory breath. So, to make things clear, spontaneous breath means two conditions need to be fulfilled. Initiation and termination, both will happen by the patient. And mandatory breath means when patient has lost control over any of the components, that is initiation or termination, then actually it is mandatory breath. Another thing is, if the system is on spontaneous breath, then a mandatory breath can happen. That means a mandatory breath can occur superimposed on a spontaneous breath. Again, when the system is on mandatory breath, even then a patient can be that means spontaneous breath is also can happen in mandatory breath. Another thing is spontaneous breath can be assisted or unassisted, but mandatory breath is always assisted. So the seventh basic is there are three basic sequences: CMV, IMV, and CSV. In different literatures, in different books, this abbreviated form actually elaborated by different terminology. But what I think is best to the best way to give this terminology a full form is, I think, CMV means continuous mandatory ventilation. Continuous mandatory ventilation is CMV. CMV, continuous mandatory ventilation. And another thing is CMV, IMV, and CSV. All these three things is actually breath sequence. What is mean breath sequence? Breath sequence means pattern of spontaneous and or mandatory breath. In previous slide, we have seen that the breath may be two kinds: spontaneous and mandatory. And the breath sequence means combination of this spontaneous and mandatory breath. When we talk about CMV, that is continuous mandatory ventilation, that means spontaneous breaths are not possible between mandatory breaths, and this is CMV. Most often we know this as a assist control. CMV is assist control. And what is IMV? IMV means spontaneous breaths are possible between mandatory breaths. And what is CSV? CSV means all are spontaneous breaths. So CMV means no spontaneous breath possible between mandatory breaths. IMV means intermittent mandatory ventilation. Most often we found in a ventilator that is SIMV mode. In previous generations of mechanical ventilator, there is a little bit of difference between IMV and SIMV, but nowadays every mode is actually SIMV. That is synchronized intermittent mandatory ventilation. Synchronized intermittent mandatory ventilation. That means spontaneous breath possible between mandatory breaths. And CSV means continuous spontaneous ventilation. That is, all modal is spontaneous. And pressure support ventilation, that is PSV, is actually CSV. So after control variable, we have to look into the breath sequence, that is CMV, IMV, and CSV. And when we will combine these breath sequences with control variable, then come the breath pattern. But before that, another point is, when a patient is in a CMV mode, that is continuous mandatory ventilation, then we have to set a frequency. Frequency means respiratory rate. So what will machine do? That is, this is the minimum number of respiratory rate. Suppose I think it is better, it will be good to we will go to the next slide. So the above in this graph, it is actually a pressure time curve. What is happened between CMV and SIMV? Okay, in CMV, that is continuous mandatory ventilation. The first curve, that is after the first breath, after the first continuous mandatory ventilation, there will be a trigger window. And when in this trigger window, patient triggers a breathing, then machine will deliver a breath, and it will also be targeted to your target variable. That means, as for example, here in access control ventilation, suppose this is a volume control mode, and there is access control ventilation, and this is volume time curve. So after the first breath, after the first breath, there is a downward deflection. That means patient is trying to trigger a breath, and then machine will deliver a breath. Suppose we have set the tidal volume of 500 ml. So what will be the size of this breath? This patient triggered breath will also receive 500 ml of tidal volume. So the mandatory breath, and as the machine is controlling the termination here, so this is also be called as the mandatory breath. All breaths are mandatory breaths, but there are some patient triggered breath and there are some machine triggered breath. So all breaths will be of equal size. This is in CMV mode, that is SCMV mode. And SIMV mode, what will happen after the, suppose there is a no trigger, so machine will provide a mandatory breath, and after that patient is trying to trigger a breath, but this patient triggered breath will not be controlled by the machine. So the size of this second breath may vary. It may be big, it may be small, but it is all dependent on the patient respiratory flow. And this is the main difference between CMB and SIMB. How synchronization occurs is a little bit of complicated thing, and to me SIMB is the most complicated mode of ventilation. So how the synchronization occurs in continuous mandatory ventilation, when the patient is trying to initiate a basic trigger window, then machine will provide a full breath according to the control variable. But in intermittent or synchronous mandatory ventilation, machine, what will happen in before every suppose we have a patient is in SIMB mode and we are volume targeting, that is let's say tidal volume is 500 ml and respiratory rate about 12. So every 5 seconds there will be a machine triggered breath, mandatory breath. But what will machine do? There will be a period, window period. We call it synchronization window, synchronization period. If patient is trying to trigger a breath in the synchronization window, then machine will think that machine will to prevent the stacking of the breath, machine will try to synchronize the its own breath with the patient triggered breath, and machine will consider it about his own breath rather than patient breath. So another difference is between CMB and SMB is, in CMB the set respiratory rate is actually the minimum rate, but in SIMB the set respiratory rate is actually the maximum rate. So in synchronized mode, that is in SIMB mode, the total rate often get decreased, and in CMB mode the total rate often get increased. So now we have already gone through the control variable, then the breath sequence, and then now the ventilatory patterns. What is the ventilatory pattern? And most often by mode we actually indicate this terminology, but technically it is better termed as ventilatory pattern. And what is ventilatory pattern? It is nothing but the combination of the control variable with the breath sequence. That means control variable plus breath sequence constitute the ventilatory pattern. And there are 5 ventilatory patterns possible. One is volume control CMV, that is volume control continuous mandatory ventilation, then volume control intermittent mandatory ventilation, then pressure control continuous mandatory ventilation, pressure control intermittent mandatory ventilation, and pressure control continuous spontaneous ventilation. And every ventilator mode actually indicates one of these 5 ventilatory patterns. And the last thing is, within each ventilatory pattern, there are several types of targeting schemes, and these targeting schemes are the most complex thing in mechanical ventilator mode. So, what is the targeting scheme? Targeting scheme is a way of model of relationship between the input parameters and ventilator output. So, at first there is a control variable, then there is breath sequence, then breath pattern, and within each pattern there is some target. And this targeting scheme actually provides so many ventilator modes in our model ventilator. And there are 7 targeting schemes, and there are 7 targeting schemes, and the most common targeting scheme is actually set point targeting scheme. What is set point targeting scheme? That means in each breath, the operator, that means we set all the parameters of pressure waveform or volume or flow waveform. If the control variable is the pressure, then we have to set the target pressure as well as the pressure waveform. If we set the target pressure, then it is actually set point targeting scheme. But if the patient is in volume control mode, then we have to set the tidal volume as well as the target flow, peak flow. and this volume and follow waveform is also fall into the set point targeting scheme, and this is the most common targeting scheme. And what is the advantage of the set point targeting scheme? Because it is very simple. Every conventional ventilator mode, in every conventional ventilator mode, we actually the targeting scheme is set point targeting scheme. Okay. As for example, volume control mechanical ventilation or continuous mandatory ventilation. Actually, here what we do, we target variable is the volume control, and we set the parameter that controls the volume. That's why it is set point variable. And what is dual mode of dual targeting scheme? That means it is getting advanced mode. Like here, we don't just set the one control variable, rather we set two control variables. That means we at the same time the ventilator automatically switch between volume control or pressure control, and this is the dual targeting scheme. As for example, in servo eye mechanical ventilator, the volume control mode actually dual targeting scheme. That means we have to, there is a tidal volume, at the same time there is a pressure control. So this is dual targeting scheme. And then the third targeting scheme is servo targeting scheme. And what is servo targeting scheme? That means the ventilator follows the varying patient output based on the patient demand and provides an appropriate output. That means the pressure, volume or flow will depend on a variable input. Variable input means if the patient's respiratory effort is high, work of breathing is high, then the ventilator will try to deliver more pressure, more flow or more volume, but and vice versa. And this is called servo targeting scheme. Most common example is proportional assist ventilation class. And in proportional assist ventilation, the ventilator will try to provide volume or flow or pressure based on the patient need. And then adaptive targeting scheme. What is adaptive targeting scheme? Then ventilator automatically set target between breath in response to a varying patient condition. So in adaptive target ventilation, remember in dual mode, in dual targeting scheme, the ventilator automatically switch. That means it choose between the two control variables. But in adaptive scheme, ventilator observes a sequence of multiple breaths and then determine what is the best for the patient. As for example, pressure regulated volume control. What pressure regulated volume control means? Suppose we have set a tidal volume above 500, and we also set a maximum pressure of say 40. What will do machine do? Machine will try to determine at which minimum pressure level the target volume is achieved. So it will adapt over several breaths. And then there are some other advanced targeting scheme like biovariable or optimal variable and optimal targeting scheme and intelligent targeting scheme. I'm not going through this biovariable, optimal and intelligent because these are more advanced variables, and I think most of our audience does at this moment does not don't require this. So what I'm trying to say, set point, dual, servo and adaptive, and these four targeting scheme actually most common in our country or in our available ventilator. So the last basic is a mode of ventilation is classified according to the control variable, breath sequence and targeting scheme. That means now just try to remember the first slide that I have mentioned earlier. Whenever we look onto the mode, there will be three things. One is control variable, second is breath sequence and targeting scheme. Control variable means whether the patient is pressure control, volume control or time control, or then the breath sequence. Breath sequence means whether the patient is CMV, IMV or CSV, that is continuous ventilation, and then the targeting scheme I just mentioned. So now how we can know what is the control variable? Suppose a patient how to know what is the control variable? try to identify what happened during a single breath. If inspiration begins with a preset tidal volume and flow, then the control variable is volume control. That means volume control mode, that we will set the tidal volume and flow, and this is volume control. But if we don't set the tidal volume and flow, then inspiration begins with whether the preset pressure. If this happens, that means the control variable is pressure control. But if the pressure, the preset, we don't set the target pressure, then peak airway pressure set to proportional to inspiratory effort. If this happens, that means the control variable is the time. So the first thing is to know whether the control volume is volume, pressure, and the time. And by analyzing the ventilator graph, it is very easy to know what we are doing here, whether it is volume control, pressure control, or time control. Then the second thing is breath sequence. I have told earlier, if the patient can figure a inspiration, then